Okay, let's try this again. There we go. No, I only have one training on Wednesday nights. I don't do a training on any other trainings on Wednesday. It's having a tough time. For some reason, it's not connecting to YouTube, but we're good to go. So let's get started here. Running just a couple of minutes late, so we will get it rocking and rolling and make it happen. I can see everybody checking in. Everything's good. You're okay now. The video is started. I can see that. Welcome to Wednesday night training. It's good to have everybody here. Good to see everybody. So we're going to continue on tonight. Hopefully this is in the right place. But let's get into to training real quick. Let's go over some housekeeping. If you have not joined our Facebook group, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/AWS Mastermind. And if you have not joined our YouTube channel, just search for Appwizard Studio. You can see the little icon right here, Appwizard Studio. Join our Appwizard. Hang on, I got a couple people trying to get in here real quick. Fix them. Join us at Appwizard Studio on YouTube. Just type in Appwizard Studio. You'll see the icon here and you'll know you are in the right place. Just a quick disclaimer, Appwizard Studio nor I cannot guarantee just because you're watching training, you will make any sales, create any traffic, or increase your income. Every person is different, has different work ethics and different desires. Tonight, we're going to talk about build and curate engaging social media content. This is the most important thing you can do when you set up and get ready set up your pages, you get everything looking good, all your graphic art's really good, and then you go in there and you don't do anything. And so what starts happening is you start building a social page, you start building your media up, you start getting everything to go, and you don't have any content. The best way to get content is this. Go in and look at what everybody else is doing. I think this is probably the most important thing that you can do. Why? Because if you do not, people will not come back. It's kind of like a newspaper. You know, if the newspaper puts out bad content or it doesn't update its content, it's the same stories every week. Guess what happens? Nothing. People quit buying the newspaper goes broke, and nobody cares to read it anymore. So curating and engaging social media content, all you have to do is flip through social media, search for different niches that you want to market to, and basically copy what they do. I mean, change the wording up. Obviously, you don't want to take a Mountain Dew ad and copy a Mountain Dew ad exactly the way it is. You know, you want to make sure that everything you do is about your brand, about what you do. But content is still king. I don't care what business you're in, content is king. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It just has to be brand worthy and talk about what you're doing. This is a great ad right here, and I got this right off of a Sprout site. It's no lie, social media content is extremely important to your marketing strategy. However, it's best to follow the previous steps before planning out content. We caught you, blog skippers. So you can start building more effective things. If you have not been following this, if you've not been watching this training, if you've not been seeing what's going on, I highly recommend that you go over the last few weeks. Unfortunately, last week's training didn't record. We almost didn't get tonight's to record. Finally got it to record. But watch these trainings. It is a great tool to help you understand exactly what you have to do in the social media world. You just can't throw a page up and expect somebody to come to it. You can't just go in there and say, okay, come follow me. And this is one of the biggest mistakes we make. And the reason we do it is so that we can get some people in there. It doesn't do you any good to invite people that has nothing to do with what you're doing. It's great to say, okay, I need 25 friends or 50 friends so that I get my link, but that's not doing. You need to reach out. You need to buy some boosted posts. You need to market to the niche that you're going to. Bring people in your page. Market your page to the people that you want in there. Go to some of the groups that are free and open groups. Post your page in there. I built a great following on one of my pages by just going to the groups, different groups that were interested in the products and the things that I had. And it started building up quickly. Do I have tens of thousands of people? No, I'll be honest with you. I don't want tens of thousands of people in my pages, because 9,500 of them aren't going to buy anything, and they're not going to do anything. And all that's going to do is screw up your algorithm. I want 500 people that are going to come in there, and they're going to read what I do, and they're going to understand what I have, and they're going to follow what I do, and they're going to purchase my products. That's the kind of page you want. It's just like an email list. You hear people all the time say, oh, I got this big 250,000 email list I'll mail for you. And you get 15 people in your webinar. That 250,000 email list, number one, it's no good because it's burnout. Number two, the people that are on that list signed up for something totally different. So they could really care about your webinar to begin with, but they just charged you 10 cents or 5 cents or a penny, whatever it is, to email that list. And you only got about 100 of them that actually wanted your product. You know what you were better off doing? Emailing to that 100 and getting 50 of them to sign up, and making sure that your ad copy was good and that everything was happening. Social media is the exact same way. It doesn't change, okay? Social media doesn't change, just like email. Build your list to your market. Don't worry that you don't have 10,000 page followers. Don't worry that you don't have 50,000 likes. Unless you're The Rock or some hot top band or something like that that's getting millions of views because they're getting millions of shares, you're probably not going to get there anyway. You're selling a product to a specific niche. Your customer's selling a product to a specific niche, and that's the way you need to market to. Don't do a blanket market. Don't just throw some ad up there that has nothing to do with your brand. Don't just do some blanket market that you're going to throw a bunch of stuff at and hope that you get a bunch of likes. Those likes don't mean anything if you're not getting engagement. You're not going to get engagement if your social media content is not relevant to your brand and what you're selling. Okay. And there's a lot of great articles out there. I mean, you can watch the news every day. Great articles. Let's say that there's something comes out today in Business Insider or Fox Business or CNN or something like that. Some really good content about your industry. It doesn't always have to be about selling something. It doesn't always have to be about the product. It can be about something in the industry. So let's say that a hot news topic comes out. You're going to go in and curate that information. You're going to be able to go out there and you're going to be able to pull that link in. You're going to be able to suck that information in, and it's relevant and relevant and relevant and relevant to exactly what your those that like and follow you want to see. That's what's important. Nothing else is important. And until you realize that, it's not about the likes, it's about the content and the people that like what you have. That's when you will start actually making money on social media. Now, do you want to get up to 10,000? But you're not, yes, you do, but you're not going to get up to 10,000 in a week. You're not going to get up to 10,000 a month. You can go out on Fiverr and you can buy all the likes you want. They'll do it all day long. 99.9% of them are fake. There's only about 10 people that actually have accounts. The other 10,000 accounts are fake, and they will like everything you have, and it's going to do nothing but screw up your algorithm in everything you do, because you're not going to get in post engagement with those 10,000 likes. If you've got 250 likes and you're getting great post engagement, everybody is going to see that, because the algorithm says, hey, they're posting great content, that people are engaging with that content. They are building a great following. So we're going to make sure that everybody sees that content. We recommend creating content that fits to your brand's identity. Does everybody on here have a brand identity? Does everybody on here have an identity to your brand? I was talking about this the other day, and I have people ask me all the time, Kerry, what is your brand? You know, what is your brand? My brand, my personal brand is me. That's my brand. That's what I market. I market myself as a consultant in the mobile marketing industry and in the proximity marketing industry and into the notification market industry. I market myself as a consultant. So what is my brand? Me, Kerry. That's my brand. Your brand may be you. Your brand may be whatever the name of your company is. But a brand is not always the company's name. Okay. I've got Get Digi. I've got Beacon Funnels. I've got Kerry Miller TV. I've got different things, but my brand is me. Okay. So when you're on YouTube, you got to ask yourself, when you're posting videos on YouTube, what do I want to do? I want to do something that's going to create that fits my brand's identity. This means you should avoid things like reaching out to the unpopular demographics without a complete strategy in place. I mean, you're not going to take mobile marketing, okay? You're not going to take mobile marketing and reach out to car enthusiasts. It's not going to work. Now, you can reach out, you can take mobile marketing and build a program, build something around, okay, this product that you have that goes with the car industry. I can't remember who it was, but it's been a little while now. Someone went to a car show and they built a directory app that was specific to that car show. So they literally went out to a demographic that was unpopular with their current market, okay, with their current brand identity, and turned that into a popular market using a directory that was directed to this automobile club that was setting up. And they made a lot of money because they went out there and they marketed to the vendors, and the vendors actually sponsored the app. Great, great, great marketing strategy. Taking the brand's identity to a different demographic, okay, that would have nothing to do with that demographic, and sit there and turn it around and make it a popular demographic for their brand identity. Absolutely exceptional, exceptional, exceptional. You can see here, this is made well. On the upside, I can't go wrong with the Ella pump. We love it in every color. Here's somebody, this is like eye-catching. I mean, if you're looking for shoes, or you're looking for something original, or you're looking for something really out of the box that's going to catch your eyes, this is obviously selling what? Women's shoes. I mean, you cannot mistake this for anything else. It's exactly what it is. And on the upside, can't go wrong with the Ella pump. Okay, these are obviously pumps up here on the top. Okay, they got the little bit of heel on them or whatever. Okay, and these looks like maybe this is some pumps on the bottom, just a shorter heel. But this is what you call exceptional branding, showing your clients, showing the customers exactly what they have. Okay, exactly what they have. It's absolutely genius. You don't have to look too far to see exactly what's going on here. I mean, if you're flipping through Facebook or you're flipping through Twitter and you see these, and if you're marketing to the female demographic, 18 to 35 or whatever their demographic happened to be, and you go in there and they got right here, they've got a link right here that they can go on and they can actually sell these shoes. It's very clear what they're doing, right? I mean, there's no question. They don't have an alligator sitting there running down the middle of the water, or some video of a chipmunk climbing a tree, or that's got 1 million likes on it. That has nothing to do with what they're doing. Nothing to do with what they're doing. They put up an ad exactly who they are, and what they're selling. And I'm going to tell you, and everybody knows I'm simple. If I was going to create an ad, I would find a simple ad like that, and I would replicate, duplicate, and actually take a look at every single thing on this ad, and I would do that. Simple white concrete brick background. I would go find me a concrete brick background, okay? I might not put my legs up in the air like that because my ankles don't look quite that good, but I would figure out a way. Maybe I would take some shoes and and I would take a little bit of green screen or something, and I would come in here and I would put the pumps in the middle of the ad. You know, maybe I'd hang the pumps with a string or something and spin the pumps around and catch somebody's attention with a little video. But your ad has to give and fit your brand's identity. More and more and more, okay? More and more and more. You have to pay attention, okay? You have to pay attention to what you're doing in today's marketplace, okay? If you don't, we see video, how fast video is emerging. We see how fast everything is happening in this industry. We see exactly what's going on. If you don't catch on with where the market's at, you're going to lose. Popular videos are awesome. Viral videos are awesome. I had one happen to me, but it had nothing to do with what I did, and it was nothing but a total distraction from everything I did. Okay? Everything I did. So you have to pay attention. You have to watch. And when you curate, go in and see what everybody else is doing. Establish your most important metrics. It's necessary to find the perfect balance between target content and being overly promotional as well. It's great to go in and sell stuff online, right? That's where we make our money. That's what we want to do. We stay on top of everything, and we know exactly what's happening in the marketplace and everything that's going on, right? I mean, we see that. But are we just doing nothing but posting promotions? How about your blog post that we talked about earlier? Start you a blog. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Start a nice blog, curate some good information from that blog, and post it inside of your Facebook page. Not only you're posting your blog, but you're posting your link to the blog. And once you post your link to the blog, guess what's going to happen? People are going to start going to your blog. Now they're going to start following your blog. You've got ads on your blog. You've got rotating banners on your blog. You got everything driving people to your content. On your blog, you're able to go in there and highlight those keywords, and you're able to go in there and put links to your products and so forth on there. And it works absolutely amazing. 46% of users say they'll unfollow a brand if there's too many promotional messages. Additionally, 41% of users say they'd unfollow a brand that shared too much irrelevant content. Do you really want to lose 87% of your market because you want to go in there and post some stupid video of a guy falling backwards in the lake when he was trying to catch a fish, and it had nothing to do with what you're doing? Absolutely, you don't want to do that. Post that on your personal page, on your profile page. Don't post that in your business page. Make it relevant. Make it relative content. Make your blog content relevant to what you're doing, or you will lose what? You'll lose 87% of your users. I mean, if you've only got 100 people that are following you and they're following you consistently, okay, day in and day out, and then all of a sudden you start posting these viral videos, or you're trying to make some dumb video to go viral in your marketing page, guess what's going to happen? That 100 is going to go down to 20, and it's going to go down to 20 quick. And now you've lost the people that actually want to buy from you. You guys are going to have to excuse me 1 second. I'm going to have to grab a drink of water. I apologize for that. They just mowed my yard and I'm about to choke to death. So you want to make sure that your information is relevant. We're talking about that tonight over and over and over. If you do not, all the hard work that you put into your page, all the hard work that you put into what you're doing, all the business branding, all of the things that you've worked your way up to, all the YouTube videos that you've made to bring to your brand, all the videos that you're posting in Facebook to build your brand, all the special content that you're bringing that's relevant to everything. You start posting anything outside of that, and guess what? People are not going to come back and watch what you're doing. And the reason they're not going to come back, because Facebook will quit posting it and allowing them to see it on their profile page. They will not see it anymore. Video content or bust. How important is video? Extremely, extremely, extremely important. Approximately 90% of online shoppers believe product videos help them make a purchasing decision. Additionally, the average online video is completely watched end to end by 37% of the viewers. Now, if you have 1,000 people viewing your video, that means 370 of them watch from beginning to end. All right, from beginning to end. Now, your ad videos need to be about 15 seconds. Okay, your ad videos are about 15 seconds. All right, your content videos need to be exactly what they are. If it's a 20-minute content video, then make a 20-minute content video. If it's a 10-minute content video, then make a 10-minute content video. Because if it's content that's relevant to what you're doing, people, 37% will watch that. And if you're selling a product, or you're talking about a product, or you're giving a product review on something that you're doing, or something new that's coming, and you put that together, what's likely to happen out of that 37%? People are going to buy your product. Okay, people are going to buy your product. 90% of online shoppers believe that product videos help them make a purchasing decision. How many of you watch TV? How many of you on here watch television at all? Anybody? And I don't care what it is. It could be cable or anything. Probably everybody on here, maybe 99% of you, watch TV. What comes on about every 10 minutes on a television channel during a show? A brand commercial selling you chicken nuggets, selling you tires, selling you a Subway sandwich, selling you the next or whatever, okay? Whatever they're watching, they're going to bring an ad up, all right? Now, some of us, me, I don't watch commercial television. I watch Hulu and I watch Netflix, and I pay $2 extra and there's no commercials, all right? But I also watch something called Roku that has like 4,000 channels on it. And on Roku, about every 15 minutes, there's a commercial, because Roku's free. Okay, Roku's free, but they will put a commercial up. And every time it's a 30-second commercial, and there's always 3 of them. And there are always 3 that are relevant to the same product. The way they do it on Roku is absolutely amazing. And I can tell you right now, if it wasn't working, they wouldn't do that. It's the same way with social media. Make sure that your information, make sure it's relevant, even your videos, because 90% of online shoppers want to see your videos. Static ads are great. Videos are where it's at. Static ads will bring them back. Static content will bring them back. Videos will make them shop. They will absolutely make them shop. Establish your most important metrics. These types of stats should only enforce your reasoning to invest in social media video content. Brands can reach users through Instagram stories, Facebook Live, and other in-the-moment media. There's a new thing on Facebook up at the top. It's called Facebook Stories. When you post something that's relevant, make sure on your homepage, on your profile page, if it has something to do with your business, make sure you post it up there in stories. People are going to see that. People are going to watch that. People are going to look at that, and people really like that. And I see a lot of great ad content. Russell Brunson is exceptional at doing that. You know, if you follow Russell Brunson, you're going to see his stories all the time. Frank Kern does it all the time. Very, very, very good at using those stories at the top. And on Instagram, they also have the stories, okay? The Instagram stories. You see people, you see brands using those all the time. And they do a great, great job at it. You can see here, YouTube, share number of video posts. This is Facebook. Facebook, this is in 2014. This is an old graphic, but you can see how Facebook overtook YouTube as far as views go. But I can tell you, don't ever think that YouTube's out of the picture. YouTube is hot. That's where I do all my marketing at. One of the toughest challenges to visual content is creating it on a day-to-day basis. Of engaged infographic shows 36.7% of marketers said their number one struggle with creating visual content was doing so consistently. I'm going to tell you now, I'm terrible at it. It's absolutely the worst, the worst thing to do. You got to do it every single day. It's hard to do. You got to put it in your schedule. You have to put it in your schedule. You have to make it happen. You have to find the right graphics. You have to find everything that's going on, okay, that's relevant to your content. So when you put this stuff together, do it consistently. Do it every single day, okay? Do it every single day. That's right. Training videos is a merchant magnet. You're absolutely correct. This truly shows how important highly visual content is to marketers and the people they want to reach. That's why building content themes, and you can see this theme right here. Okay, this is called anthropology apparel, and you can see the theme that they're building here. I mean, everything here goes together. This was at Christmas time, obviously. Okay, wintertime, holiday. That's why building content theme is a great approach to sectioning out your content. Instagram is one of your premier channels to work off visual themes. Absolutely work off visual themes. Anthropology does an amazing job at keeping their Instagram feed consistent, colorful. I'm telling you now, colorful, eye-popping, out of the box, exceptional images absolutely draw people in. Flip through Facebook. Do this when we get off of here, or flip through Instagram. See which ads catch your eye and do a screenshot. And take those and start building you a folder. I screenshot ads all the time because when I'm flipping through, I'm looking for something that catches my eye. And when it catches my eye, bam, it's good to go. Absolutely good to go. Engage with your audience. Don't ignore. If you are using Messenger, in your business page, it tells you if you're doing well or not. People want to be engaged. Social media channels are built as networks. This means their main purpose is to be a space to converse, discuss topics, and share content. Your brand can't forget these core elements of networking, and it takes effort to ensure conversations or engagement opportunities aren't left unattended. You have to stay engaged. You have to stay engaged with your customers. You have to stay engaged on Messenger. If someone messages you, you have to make sure that you go in there and check those every single day. Because what Facebook does is they grade you. Hey, this person is great on answering his messages. This business is terrible about answering his messages. So guess what's going to start happening? You're not going to be able to start talking to those people anymore because you're not seeing them, and they're not going to talk to you because people are going to go in there and they're going to say, well, this guy doesn't answer his messages. I don't want anything to do with him. Okay? I mean, it's very, very simple. Engage with your audience and don't ignore. Through social media, you gain respect as a brand by just being present and talking to your audience. Talk to them on your Facebook pages. Talk to them inside your timelines. Post things in there. Just say, hey, guys, man, it's been a great day here. We're doing such and such at Appwizard Studio. Appwizard Studio is on the move. Just want to let everybody know about training this week on Thursday night. Jada, 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 jada. Okay? And stay engaged. That's why social customer care is so important to brands wanting to increase audience awareness. It's all about engagement. All about engagement. I don't care. How many of you watched the training we did? It's been a long time ago, but I did some numbers where like 80% of the people won't come back to a business because they're not engaged. 80% when they walk in the door won't come back into a business because they don't be engaged. It's the same thing on social media. If people are walking into your store, which happens to be your Facebook page, if people walk into your store that happens to be your Facebook page, and you're not engaging with them, guess what? They're not going to come back because they don't think you care about them. It's no different. It's absolutely no different than what we're doing now. You have to stay engaged. You have to create that customer loyalty. They want to come back. Think of your Facebook page as your store. Okay, that's your 500 square foot. Sorry, when you hear me go blank, I've got to get a drink of water. That's your 500 square foot store, okay, right there on Facebook, that's able to reach out to millions of people if the engagement is good. And you have to engage and you have to do things. And when people talk to you, when they ask you a question, sometimes at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, I will hear my YouTube notification go off. And I know that someone just asked me a question on one of my videos. If I'm awake and I hear that happen, I engage with them on the spot. And you know what happens next? I've got an appointment set with that person, and now I'm selling them a product through engagement directly. Social customer care is so important to brands wanting to increase audience awareness. It's all about engagement. Engage with your audience and don't ignore. For example, Seamless does a wonderful job of not only responding, but showing customer care as priority. Through the right social media monitoring tools, you can find instances across all channels to interact, respond, engage customer service inquiries. I'll go ahead and tell everybody again, I've got this information from Sprout Social. This is probably one of the best blogs I have ever read on social media. I recommend you go to Sprout Social. It is a tracking platform. I'm not here endorsing them. I don't use it, but I can tell you they've got an exceptional product, and I'm just putting that out there because that's exactly where this comes from. Posting at the best times to engage. When is your brand available to engage and interact with customers? You might see some recommending times to post late in the evening, but if your brand isn't there to communicate, what's the point of posting at the preferred time? You have to post when you're available. Now, for some of us, we work 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day, sometimes 36 hours a day. You can do like me, and if you hear your phone go off in the middle of the night, you pick it up and you respond. Okay, and I don't encourage that. That's the dumbest thing you can do because you get into that habit, and people get into the habit of then doing what? Waking up in the middle of the night, messaging you, and waking you up in the middle of the night. But if your brand is not available, okay, if your brand is not available from 5 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning, then don't be posting after 5 o'clock at night. Because if you've got a great brand following and people want to know about what you just posted, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have any customer engagement. Your customer engagement goes down. People start seeing that you don't engage. They don't know if you're working in the middle of the night. They don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. They just know that, hey, guess what? You're not a part of what they do. And that's just the way it works. You're not a part of what they're doing. So make sure that you post when your business is there. Your customers will see it. They get those notifications on their phone. I don't care if they're sitting at work. I don't care if they're driving down the road. I don't care what they're doing. Your posts are going to get to the people who have asked to follow you on your page and who liked your page, as long as it's what? As long as it's engaging content, as long as it's relevant to what you're doing, as long as it's something they want to see. If you start going away from that, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to lose your customers. But don't post at midnight. Don't go in there and post at midnight because there are some people that are waiting for you to answer them if you post at midnight because they assume that you're there. Now, they've got those automatic posting systems. You can set up posts in Facebook for the entire week if you want to. But if you go in there and set up those posts to post at 9 o'clock at night because you think somebody's going to see that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start responding to you at 9 o'clock at night, and you're not going to be there to respond back. That's just the way it is, okay? That's just the way it is. Instead, try to ensure your social media or community managers are available and ready to answer any product questions or concerns when you tweet or post. It's smart to learn the best times to post on social media. but it's just as critical to engage after posting, right? People's wait time expectation versus brand response. Consumer expectation, 0 to 4 hours. Okay, 0 to 4 hours. So if you post at 8 o'clock at night, when do people expect to hear back from you? Between 8 and midnight. If you post at 8 o'clock in the morning, people expect to hear from you between 8 and what? Noon, right? So between 8 and noon. Average brand response time, 10 hours. 10 hours. Why is it 10 hours? Because sometimes we're going to do what? We're going to post at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and that 4 o'clock, that 4 hour time is going to go. If we do it at 4 o'clock, it's going to go to 8 o'clock. Well, then it's going to be another, 10 hours before you get back to them because you're not at your office. So, according to our index, a brand's average response time is around 10 hours. But did you know that most users believe brands should respond to social media messages within 4 hours? 4 hours. So I highly recommend that you set up an alert system on your phone so that when people contact you via Facebook, via Twitter, via YouTube, via Snapchat, via Instagram, however they message you, you get that notification. And when you get that notification, don't wait 6 weeks to answer it. You got to answer it now. I'm telling you this from experience. If you will answer that message, okay, and if you set appointments or you set up phone calls or whatever you do, okay, whatever you do, if you use the system, answer them. And I use many, as I've said before, somebody can post this for me, calendly.com, calendly.com. I send them to my webpage. That's very simple. I send them to my webpage. And what happens? They go to click on a link. They go to Calendly. They set an appointment with me within the next 48 hours. I've got an appointment. And that turns into sales. That's just the way it works. With all the updated algorithms, organic content has a tough time reaching the majority of your audience. The last thing you want to do is ignore those who engage and lose out on sending more down your marketing funnel. I cannot tell you enough how important engagement marketing is. If a store loses 80% of their customers, think how fast your little batch of likes and those that follow you, think how fast that those will dwindle. The hundreds of hours that you put into your Facebook page, the money that you put into your Facebook page, driving it up to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 likes and followers. And you're posting relevant content. And next thing you know, what are you doing? You're driving it down and you're driving people away. And all that hard work of the niche of people, the group of people that will buy specifically from you, the 1,000 people, and 40% of them will buy from you every time you put something out there. And that 40% goes down to 10%, 5%, 2%. If you're not willing to market and put money into your marketing and pay attention to your marketing and have a system where people can engage with you and you engage back with them and you set appointments with them and you set times with them, if you're not willing to do that, your business is going to dwindle to nothing. And next thing you know, you're going to be going out and getting a job. It's just the way it works. You have to engage with your customers. I don't always answer the phone when someone calls in because I'm usually on the phone or I'm on a video call with somebody. As soon as I get off that video call, the first thing I do is I call them back. If I think it's a cell number, and 99% of the time it is, I will message them while I'm on my conference call and say, hey, I'm in the middle of a conference call with another client. Here's the link. And I'm doing that at the same time I'm talking to my client. And guess what? They say, thank you very much. And they set an appointment. So make sure that you stay engaged and you talk to your people that are on your different social media packages. We've gone through a lot in the last 3 weeks. Okay. This was the end. This is the end of our social media package. Okay. Have had great response from this training. So I recommend that you go back and watch this training from front to end. But the most important thing I can recommend to you tonight as we end this training, build your social media page methodically. Start building your page and quit worrying about all your friends liking your page, because they're not going to buy a stinking thing from you. Nothing. They don't care about what you have. They don't care about what you're doing. They only liked it because they're your friend. Do not boggle up your algorithm with a bunch of people that aren't going to do anything. It's great, and I've done it just so I could get the domain name on my page up real quick. But you know what I've learned? That domain name doesn't mean anything. If you're doing an ad to your Facebook page, that domain link doesn't mean anything. You're going to get 50 or 25 or people or whatever it is so that you can brand your link. But that link does not mean absolutely nothing when you're advertising to the niches that you want to go out to. Build your pages methodically. Build them simply and easily, and put great content that's relevant, content that will build your brand, and start a blog tomorrow. Okay, start a blog tomorrow and start posting that information that's relevant to what you're doing. Okay, any questions at all? Anybody at all? Yes, I'm talking about Facebook pages specifically. Groups are a totally different thing. Groups are very highly targeted. I recommend that you start a group. I recommend that you only put people in your group that are a part of the group. Don't let a bunch of people come in, make it a closed group. Do what you do and make it work. Okay? Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. This was good training. It was good for me. I mean, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. You know, I'm a one-man band here, and I try to do it all myself, and it's hard. I know it's hard. You know, I know it's hard for you, and I know we bring a lot of information, and you're saying, "Gosh, Carrie, how can we do it?" Carrie doesn't do it all either. Okay, I try to pick and choose and do the things that I can do and do well. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Now there's only 24 hours in a day, and you can only work 23 of them, right? I understand. I understand. All right, everybody. I'm going to check out right now, because in about another 5 minutes, my throat is going to close completely up if I don't get some Benadryl. And but it's summertime in Texas, and the grass is growing, so it's got to be cut. God bless everybody. Thanks everybody for coming out, and I will see you on next Wednesday's training.